Boom, we are live. Steph, hello, how are you?
Hello. How you doing?
It's going good, it's going good. Got the fan on full blast right next to me. Apparently the sun's decided to show itself again. So for those who don't know, Steph Evans is the, do we say owner of Steph Evans Visuals? Is owner the right word? The mastermind.
Girl boss.
The girl boss. I'm loving that already. The girl boss behind Steph Evans Visuals and EternalxPlague on Instagram. Now, do we pronounce the X?
Can do if you want.
EternalxPlague.
Plague.
It doesn't sound. I don't feel right unless I'm doing black metal vocals with that though.
Please give it a theme song.
Like Eternal Plague. Like the sort of thing. That's what it sounds like it needs to be for me.
That'll do. I love.
Will that do? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That noise will now play every single time you open up her Eternal Plague
It's like
page.
It's like a MySpace when you had like the song that would play on your profile.
I always had Bleed by Miss Sugar.
Of course you did.
It's like, I wonder what this person did.
Mute tab immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna leave this guy alone. It was always that, or was it In 2 Minutes of a Machine by Job for a Cowboy? It was no in between.
Oh my god, classic tune.
It is such a good tune. But yeah, so how are you? First things first.
We are good. Getting the adrenaline pumping with Rocket League. We just got absolutely murked.
Yeah, we'll ignore that. We'll ignore that. I'll put something up on screen so no one sees that.
Nothing to see here.
Ultimate embarrassment. Okay.
But other than having your ass literally handed to you, how are you?
We're good. We're having fun, living our best lives.
This is our best lives.
Well, you are as well, aren't you?
Yeah. This is the best life we've had.
Camaraderie.
Exactly. I had to Google how that word was spelt earlier because it is
camaraderie?
actually because the word is actually in the question in one of the questions. I was like, wait, how is this spelled? I want to make sure. I don't know why, because even though I know what my word will mean when I have it written down on the paper, I still need it written down in my correctly for some stupid reason. But so where did your journey with like photography actually begin? Was it like a college thing, or was it like before then, or?
Not to lie on the sofa and get really philosophical.
No.
But I've been a creative person. As far as back as I can remember, very visual, creative-led individual.
Yep.
So gangster.
Ignore it. Go through the pain. Go through the pain. Think of the sofa. Lay down.
I always saw like concert images, and I was like, that's really cool. Something that lasts like your lifetime and beyond, like an artistic legacy. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh damn it. Sorry. It's gonna be like the longest answers ever because I'll just be
No, that's absolutely fine.
expressing dismay every 5 seconds. Yeah. So I thought, I really want to create things that like people like and last. Yeah, like your lifetime and beyond. Like big images that literally famous.
Yeah.
I always loved that idea. Not that that's what I do it for, but that's sort of like a big thing where you're just like, that would be so cool if that could ever happen.
That was the initial spark that started it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I just saw other people doing concert photography, and I was like, you know what? I like bands. I like visual things. I want to take some pictures. Let's do that. Oh, damn it.
Yes! And apparently it was me.
Sick.
Because what I was gonna say is like, so how did that transfer into you actually taking live photos, and like what was the initial motivation was just seeing these photos? I'm guessing like Kerrang magazine or something similar to that, or was it before then?
Oh yeah, like I was a Kerrang poster emo. Like if that Avenged Sevenfold poster wasn't like eternally like glued to my wall, then I haven't lived. But things like that, and like you see like images. I don't know. I'm just plucking some out of there, like Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, like artist images that literally transcend time and space. Like no one's ever gonna forget those famous pictures.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, I want to take some pictures of bands, and he's like, all right. help you afford your first camera.
And at the time, what sort of music were you like into? Are we talking like, because now you're more known in like, well, in the hardcore beatdown metal scene, shall we say? Like that is like whenever you're taking photos, it's always like these similar types of bands that I'm seeing. So, what was it back then?
My dad likes to say he weaned me on Motorhead, AC/DC, and that those are straight facts.
Yeah.
The first band I shot that was actually like for a publication or like anything, like I'm doing this professional, man. Well, 16 or 17-year-old me was like,
Yep.
I'm so professional, I love it. It was Skindred at
Oi.
Sin City in Swansea,
Nice.
obviously the hometown. The photos are absolute gash, like more grain than a bag of Uncle Ben's rice. Like it is terrible. Like, I thought the photos were like thebomb.com,
Yeah.
and I got to interview them, and I was just like, yes, this is so cool.
Yeah.
My little scene kid phase, just like, yeah, I'm loving life. And that was
No.
like the journey that started it all, pretty much. And shout out to the amazing Alex J. He was shooting bands before I did. Big inspo. Big love to him.
Mhm.
What a talent. Also in the Swansea scene, so you know, camaraderie in that regard as well. Because Swansea didn't have much going. No, it did. At the time, it had a lot going for it. Now, not so much.
With the actual like photography that you were doing at first, like, were you like, I just want to do this as a hobby, or was it like, I know I want to take it further and beyond than this?
At first it was like, yeah, this is fun, this is cool, I enjoy doing it, and then I just I didn't know what I wanted to, and I was like the most cliche like phrase ever, like I don't know what I want to do in my life.
It's
I
true.
was like, I want to do something creative. I wanted to be an artist, and I figured I couldn't draw very well, so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to put that one to bed. I just felt like more connected to visuals, but that was like already in front of me. Like I'm imaginative, but not enough to sort of conjure up some mystical scene and paint it.
I
Like,
get
oh,
what
yeah,
you mean.
this is a cool image, or like this is a cool band. Just take that creativity and sort of put it in a picture.
Yeah.
In basic terms.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I nearly put that one to bed. So now that you've been doing it for quite a bit of time, what do you find the common hardships as a photographer, both being a photographer and being female, as from bands, venues, and promoters? What are like common hardships you face?
I think a lot of female or any photographers that are just don't identify in the sort of male sphere and relate to just not being bloody taken seriously. It's like, oh, who are you here with? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's like, no, I'm here to work, man. Just leave me alone. I've got my camera. Like, I'm just trying to do my bloody job.
Yeah.
But definitely that. I seem to be surrounded by good people that understand and stand up for that sort of thing. So
That's good.
it's a nice community to be in where people just don't take bollocks pretty much. And just like in general, like in a creative job, I guess it's like you're your own worst critic, and I think it's hard to feel like everything you do is amazing 100% of the time. Or when you shoot a gig, say you take 500 pictures, most of them are going to be bad. Like out of like a ratio, they're not all 500 are going to be good. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you're skipping through them and you just see, happened to me recently, just see bad shot after bad shot, and then you're like, oh, there's the good one, but it's like every couple of ones you're like,
the diamond in the rough, which is the fucking hell. Yeah, the diamond in the rough that is the good photo.
Yeah, it sort of prangs me out when I'm just like, I've taken all bad ones, and then it's like, nah, there are good ones. They're just, it's a not an equal ratio a lot of the time. Well, for me, obviously, I can't speak for other other
Okay.
people, but
I'll say
for
the
me.
more photos you take, I'm guessing the chances of you taking more bad ones is just prevalent there. Prevalent
even-
is the word.
Yeah, not even bad. You've just like missed it just a little bit. It's a little bit too out of focus, so it's not like cute,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
etc. But yeah, hardships. Well, everyone has sort of different hardships, but yeah, taken seriously is the one I think will always like. It's the one that won't go away until people change their mindset. I guess. Because,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
It's
is
like,
it is.
come on, man.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Like I mean, I mean, the photos that you've taken are the profile photo I have on this channel. So you know, it's like, that was nearly a
like,
beautiful goal.
My image is immortalized on a Twitch icon. I
Exactly.
Like it.
Yeah. What can bands, venues, promoters do to make photographers' lives easier on either live shoots or like when you actually go to do a proper photo shoot?
Oh my god, that's a that's a big question. I think it's like beating a dead horse at this point, but stop with the red light. Only red light. Please, I beg. I am done with this. When it's only red and nothing else, and it's just like pitch bloody black, you're like, well, this is fantastic. Like, I might as well just throw my camera in the bin. It does not look good. I guess make just venues just easier to navigate. Like, ever been to the Black Heart? Like, if there's more than 4 of you, you're practically just standing on.
You're just a
on the
target
bar
at that point, aren't you?
I know, like, that's the fun of it, where it's like a small venue and everyone can go like nuts. But for me, I'm like, I just want somewhere to stand, just an inch. You know, don't have to give me much.
So you're talking like with venues, for example, like I think the Roundhouse has a what's the place to call it? Is it the pit? They call it the photographer's pit, or is it? Yeah, something where you can actually stand to actually take a decent shot rather than. Oh my god, I just skied that one. So you find that is what you prefer over the, for example, the Rebellion in.
Oh my god.
In Manchester.
I like the small venues. It's just when you can stand somewhere and still be in a small venue and not. Have like your $2,000 camera like threatened to be like sent across the room. That's fine. The Rebellion's not bad because you can actually stand like on the side where the pillars are. Like that I give a lot of kudos. But the Black Heart is just like, you're either at the back or just don't bother. Or that little slither on the side where there's a little step.
Yep, I know the one. Yep. Because I remember going, looking at your footage you took of when we played there for Fall in the Brawl, and when you was filming for our Malice music video, and there was that one bit in the clip where you run across. I think like a foot just comes from out of nowhere. You just hear the crunch.
Oh god, I remember that, and I just had like, just flashbacks of like,
because
this is not gonna work.
I remember you getting caught by that, and then just looking at it going, "Are you okay?"
I don't know who did it, but whoever you are, shame on you.
Targeting a camera, you coward.
I mean, you're moshing to your band though, so cool. Good for me in footage capacity, just not for my personal safety.
Yeah, exactly. So, so for you, do you prefer larger venues or do you prefer smaller venues, or something in between? I'm guessing.
I like smaller in terms of like atmosphere, and who I actually shoot tends to be in these like little venues, but like bigger venues for like lighting, like you go to like O2 Academy, you're just like, this is nice. And light. No constant red light.
What is when you say about that? Because I've got photography friends who have mentioned to me before, like as soon as they see red light, like, oh god, here we go. So what is like an ideal like light color? Because I'm guessing like just white light or natural light, but other than that,
blue well, not just blue, but blue, orange, purple's nice. Like
It's weird how purple
yellow?
and orange are nice and yellow, but red isn't. When it's
I
almost
can't
like
remember the actual science like off the top of my head, but red sort of like mixes the shadows, the highlights, and the midtones. Like it's
right.
Like, but like green and blue, it's easier to distinguish between them all. But red just says, let's just throw it all in, make it into a horrible stew. It's like, is this a shadow? Is this a midtone? Who knows? You
It's
won't be able to
everything.
fix it.
It's in everything. Amongst the actual photography community, is there like rivalry, or is it more of a, or is there actually, as we said earlier, a camaraderie?
In my experience, I've had a lot of camaraderie. Like I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of photography friends that sort of, we all help each other out, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's
There's
it. Yeah.
There's no, I've not really experienced anything like that, but it's all, from what I see, it's all in good fun. Everyone, if you can't do something, someone helps you out, and it's the best way to be. Like, you don't need to be a dick about it. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
unless someone's like literally undercutting you to hell and just being a nuisance,
Yes.
then it's not really anything of concern for me. But obviously, I'm speaking just for myself. But it's all good. All good. I enjoy it.
Are there any photographer friends you can give a shout out to that I can link with this?
Oh my god, I could be here for days.
That's fine. Just any off the top of your head.
Reel off a few. As I've said, Alex J, Big Love, Jasmine Marceau, Danny Wilgris, Pete Wolven, Joe Guppy, Harry Steele, trying to think of others, Theo Swadling. There are so many people I can think, but it's all escaping me at the moment. But
are these all like band photographers and live photographers, or are they just photographers in general?
Yeah, pretty much all band, or
Okay.
have fingers in different pies occasionally.
Why do they have so many fingers in so many pies? Why? I mean, photographers for me that I know for a fact. As soon as I find out I'm working with either you or Alex Dixon.
Oh yes, sorry, Alex as well. There's a lot of Alexes.
There are a lot of Alexes, but at the moment, my favourite two. About to go on tour with M from Thuin Media.
Do not know the name, but
very excited to. Nice.
Hey!
Very excited to see what she can do.
Yeah, nice one.
In your actual work, you recently went freelance. What made you do that, and how's the experience been so far?
Indeed. I was in a social media job working for an agency that dealt with YouTubers. My job was so bloody weird, and I'll probably get a little telling off if I actually go into lots of details, so I won't. But yeah, working social media for YouTubers, and it's just like, this kind of sucks. Every one of these YouTubers is just really bad. Just in my personal opinion, prank channels in 2022 are just very embarrassing behavior. And they're all my age. Obviously, you're a bit older than me, but 25-year-olds doing pranks. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Freelance. Bad social media job. Yeah, my contract was gonna run out anyway.
Okay.
And it was a 6-month thing, and they were like, don't know if we're gonna extend your contract. I was like, I've been asked to go to Tech Fest, so see ya.
So
quit early.
Would you not have been able to do that without the blessing of this company that you were working for, or?
I think it was right place, right time.
Okay, I get that.
So if I actually liked the job, first of all, and also being kept on, I probably would have thought a bit more about it. But literally had an offer right in my hand, so I was like, I am not going to get the time off for this because they don't like giving people time off.
I get that.
And being like decent about it. Like it was always like an uphill battle. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the hit and leave. And I went to Tech Fest, shout out A Night in the Abyss.
Yes, yeah, I did see that. It was A Night in the Abyss and Bound in Fear, I
In
believe.
Fear. Yes.
So was it them who actually said, "Yo, can you take photos," or did Tech Fest themselves ask you to turn up?
A Night in the Abyss asked me for themselves, and then Bound in Fear asked me also on the day, which was so good. I've photographed
Damn it!
many moons ago.
Yeah.
So nice to get in touch with old friends again. Oh, mugged off there.
So many shots. We've had so many shots on goal. We deserved this.
Oh god, it's like a minute and 15 seconds over. Christ. It just perpetually hitting the goal and never actually scoring.
Yes.
It doesn't end.
Like, we're supposed to be getting it's actually harder to hit the edge of the goal than it is to go in the goal, but we've managed to somehow hit that target so many times.
Close but no cigar.
Exactly. I'd love to know where that saying came from. Why is there no cigar?
I can. Oh,
Yes!
let's watch that again. Everyone in the back. Hey. Absolute scenes. Amazing. Well deserved, if you ask me.
Sniper, you got a 288-foot goal. So how have you found? So with the freelance work, have you managed to? Is this aiming for any photography in general, or is it only band stuff you're aiming for?
No, I do not a bit of everything, in literally everything, but not just bands. I do a lot of freelance work for a brewery here in London, so I do like events and sort of product shots.
I did actually see you posting about that, yeah.
Doing like that sort of stuff, like more commercial stuff, I guess, would be the correct category for it. And
Okay.
Yeah, doing like lifestyle shots of like people enjoying drinking beer.
Got to get that drinking culture.
Ah, yes. I do that. I shot a wedding. Well,
Awesome.
a wedding band, not the wedding. The band playing at said wedding. But that was like.
Please tell me you're going to be able to get like one of those live photos, like like on the back of a t-shirt.
Yes.
Vocalist reaching out to the crowd with the mic. People
For,
climbing
like,
over.
For like, the most amazing cover of Bruno Mars you've ever heard. Love it. Is that who sang Get Lucky, or am I completely wrong? It's not.
Get Lucky. That was for Williams and
Oh,
Daft.
that's the
Was it
one.
Daft Punk, I believe?
Darth
Jordan in
Vader.
chat will help me out with this one.
I thought you were going to say Darth Vader. I don't know why.
Yeah, Darth Vader, yeah. That is a man who
Oh.
needs to get lucky.
Yes, it is Pharrell Williams. Duh. I don't know why I said Bruno. Anyway, that's the song I had in my head.
Okay.
That was quite memorable. Up all night to get lucky. Yeah,
That
that
is
one.
a very memorable song.
A band at a wedding. That's like their thing, is like events and weddings and stuff.
Okay.
So nice to do something different
Yeah.
and not like a scribbly logo metal band. Makes a change, I guess.
You mean like showing up to a venue like the Carved Dive in wherever it was?
Oh my
God
god,
knows
that
where.
is literally in the arse end of nowhere. No offense. Isn't it like near like not Broccoli? What's it called?
Is it Bromley?
Bromley?
Is that South
Broccoli?
London? Brockley,
Yeah.
yes, in a place called Brockley, yeah.
Arse end of South London. Would not go there for fun. Scary vibes.
But that was an incredible show, and the photos from that were absolutely amazing.
So I had to get right up in
Oh,
your faces with the fisheye, lol.
that was a very, very good, very, very good gig. The fact that was when we turned up and we were like, "Yo, so where's the venue?" and the guy was like, "You're standing in it." I'm like, "Oh."
Help.
It's like, help.
Ralph,
Also,
I am in danger.
Yeah, I'm in danger.
Danger.
What advice do you wish you would have gotten starting out?
Ah, yeah, good cue. Definitely, like, just work with what you've got. Like, don't try and put too much pressure on yourself to be amazing, like after doing something for like 2 months or whatever. Like I don't know, it's like the perfectionist in me was just like, if I'm not incredible at this thing within 5 minutes, I'm gonna give it up and scream. But it's like patience, sort of just keep learning. Like if something's gone wrong, try and figure out why, and then just keep adapting. Like I couldn't, when I first started out, I was like, why can't I get my settings right? Or like when I'm in this type of lighting, what do I do? I didn't really know what I was doing. But it's all about like trial and error and just sort of going, like doing it as you go along, because to be honest, every gig is different, every venue is different, every vibe is different, so there's no like one size fits all settings or way to go about things. Like the Black Heart and Academy Brixton are like polar opposites, and you gotta, it's like two different skill sets in a way. Like shooting the Black Heart is like you either know it or you don't. It's just so awkward. Like, it's just such an awkward thing. It's like,
So I was saying one piece of advice I did hear, which was online, was too many people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. And it's true to what you say. It's true to what you say. Like, you know, in a couple of months, what you're going to be able to do? Probably not much. What you're going to be able to do in, you know, a couple of years. Probably a bit more.
Content is like a slow burner, because it's every genre that you shoot is different. Like commercial stuff to gigs to weddings to, I don't know, products, fashion, drag, editorial, like it's all different. And if you want to do more than one thing, you got to learn it, not almost all over again, but it's like you're kind of reading from part of the same hymn sheet, but like you change little bits and bobs, you know.
I can imagine that.
But to aspiring photographers out there, I guess, just don't be too hard on yourself. Like, and also sort of surround yourself with people that are the same style that you like to shoot or want to, same technical level. Obviously, some people that are like, you know, professionals, big photographers for the inspiration, but don't be like, oh, I can't take photos like them. And it's like, like you say, where you are now when they're like 20 years ahead of you.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
Exactly the same.
It's like me comparing my tone to Meshuggah's.
No one can compare to Meshuggah, to be fair, but point.
We just got a what the fuck is up, Denny's in chat.
Literally, that carved dive was literally that meme.
That was, yeah.
Just what the fuck's up, carved dive? Hello, everyone.
I was so tempted halfway through the gig, like, yo, from the back, how are you doing? Seeing how many people were like, wait, am I the back? I'm kind of the front.
There was actually like a three.
It was three
thickness.
Three person.
Surround yourself with people, same ability, same vibe. And just also, like, network with as many people as you can. That's how I know all the people that I know, sort of. If you see someone at a show, but you were too shy to say hi, just follow them on Instagram. And it kind of works. But that's my advice. Network, sort of, be realistic. Don't. It's just me as a person. I'm like, I want to be, like I say, I want to be amazing, like, immediately. I'd be like putting too much pressure on my like 15-year-old self to be like absolutely sick of photography, and it's like I've been doing this for like a month. Like, chill.
Yes, I get that.
It's not that simple.
Yeah.
But and also, gear does not matter as much as people like to debate.
Yeah.
If you shoot on Canon, Sony, Nikon, Fuji, whatever the hell, as long as you take good pictures, it does not matter that much. There's a difference between, you know, crop sensor and full frame, but like brand, to me, it's just not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, you have a Nikon and someone has a Canon, like, don't get your knickers in a twist about it. Like, it's fine. It's not that deep. Just work with what you got. I was a Nikon girl, so.
Yep.
Debates in the comments,
you naturally
please.
get a brand loyalty, don't you?
Yeah, if it's like whatever you're used to and whatever you're comfortable with, like, just do it. Like, It's not that deep, man.
Yeah, as someone in chat has said, gear doesn't matter at all. Fuck gear, except computers. Computers are important. I agree with that.
Yeah, if it's got to function to
Yeah.
the ability that you need it to. Like if you're working with a 4K bit of footage and you have like I don't know, something that can only run Windows 95, then you're stuffed.
Yeah. And the amount of times that things get updated and they're like, oh yeah, here comes, you can't use this piece of gear now because it's at least 2 seconds out of date. You have to spend you have to spend $4,000 getting the new one. You're like, oh fuck. Oh man, I miss Windows 95.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I
Simpler
do.
times.
Simpler times. Yeah, and it's unfortunate with brand loyalty because you do just instantly think that the brands that you like are the best because it's what you've paid money for. So you instantly believe, oh, this is the best because I've paid money for it.
It's like, some people buy Hellmann's, some people buy Heinz.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, does it matter? Not particularly.
So you've been on a couple of tours of bands and stuff. What would you say as a photographer and possibly as a female are your tour life hacks? What do you do as a photographer or as a female that you just like, if I do this, my life will just be so much easier?
Fun fact, I've only been on one
Okay.
tour. And that was 5 days. Bring an extension cable. That is always, your best friend. Bring more, chargers than you think you're going to need.
Always more batteries.
You will lose that iPhone charger. You will lose it at some point.
Yeah.
Don't pack for a desert island, which I tend to do. You're most likely going to be within civilization. So if you need that plaster, you're gonna find it somewhere.
Yes.
God, your ping is off the charts. 104.
Just for a split second there.
And tour life hacks. Get as much sleep as physically possible. Any chance to have a 15-minute nap, recommend. And stay hydrated. Don't drink every single night where you feel like crap all the time.
Yeah, because the amount of people
who do drink.
Yeah, the amount of people who go, oh yeah, I'm gonna, because that used to be me. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink. Okay, now I feel like shit. I'm gonna drink to feel better.
The cycle continues.
Yes.
Hey. And yeah, every night is gonna be different. Your photos are gonna look different. The crowd's different. Venue's different. Band look different. Don't get too bogged down. Like, oh, that night looked better than that night. It's like.
For you,
people there.
For you, did the photos get worse as the tour went on, or was it like a mixture?
I wouldn't say they got worse. It's sort of like because you're shooting the same thing essentially over and over again. It's just like trying to be more creative, sort of trying to keep your sort of creative ideas going and not just shoot the same shot, do the same shots every night over and over again. But so yeah, just be a bit more experimental, different angles, like. Maybe use the venue to your advantage if it looks full or looks cool or whatever.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what venues it was with. Upon Those Dying, R.I.P. Not a band anymore.
Okay.
And Black Tongue, 2019.
Well, this was the tour you went on.
Yeah, the second Death tour, whenever that was. It was like July or August of.
That's awesome. Yeah, so with Black Tongue.
Pre-COVID, yeah. Yeah, I was out with the support band and then did a few ones with Black Tongue. I think it was like 3 out of 5 days, if I remember rightly.
Awesome.
And I picked up extra bands along the tour. I did.
Yeah.
Drifted. Is that the name I'm thinking of? So sorry if it is not. They played the Bristol date. And Sentry, my boy Danny Reese. Sentry are not a band anymore either. And shout out Alid as well. Picked up some extra work and sort of did a lot of networking as well. Like, I know New Sentry, sort of knew of Drifted at the time, so it was like, I'm there. Pick up that work and sort of just take all the opportunities you can get. Oh, yeah, be creative as much as obviously stick within your own style. Don't do anything that you don't actually want to be doing, because I find that's never worth it. Like shooting a style that you're like, this isn't my thing. Like people like you for your style, and just stay true to yourself.
Yes, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
Most generic quote of the day. Just
But
stay true to yourself, man.
But you have to. Don't sell your soul.
Yeah, and if you don't like shooting a certain style, just don't. You don't have to do every style, or the style that looks the coolest at whatever period of time you're in. Like, people, like, just do whatever they want. Like, metalcore photography was so big at one point, but no one shoots it anymore, because it's, well, it's cool, but it's not that cool. Like, heavy clarity, like, stark, like, muted colors, and you're just like, yeah, this is metalcore, man.
Yeah, I remember all that. I remember those days. So, is there a style of photography, like not just music or anything like that, but a style of photography you want to get into, but you just haven't had the chance to, or don't have the resources for it? Is there something like, I would love to photograph blah?
Oh, that's a whole other question. I could go on for days about what bands I want to actually photograph, like bucket list.
I mean, like, is there anything else out there? Like, did you want to get into, I don't know, food photography, or I don't know, drag race contestants, or like I don't know, like festivals that don't revolve around music? Is there a subject out there you just haven't had a chance to?
Done a bit of food photography and like cocktails, sort of drinks packages. That is actually quite fun, because the subject is just there, and you can essentially make it do whatever you want. And it's just like interesting. It's just different. It's like the idea is to make it look as appealing and nice as possible. So it's like, how can I do this? Well, that's like the goal with everything, but you know what I mean? Like, food kind of needs to speak for itself. Like, if it doesn't look good in the picture, then it's not really gonna sell it too well. But food and drink stuff, but I don't really have much of an in that world.
That's fair. But yeah, is there like anything that you haven't had a chance to photograph yet? Be like, I don't know, wildlife or anything like that.
Probably do some more like, it sounds like really boring, but some more commercial stuff, so like product studio shots. That would be quite interesting to get into.
Yeah,
because
it's not boring if it's something that you're into.
Well, it's not extremely creatively riveting, I suppose. You gotta do what you gotta do.
For fuck's sake, 2 people in chat. I honestly thought he was going to say fetish, and the next one saying I was certain he was going to say porn.
God, get your minds out the gutter.
Someone in chat has asked, what is, for you, what has been the highest paying photo gigs? If you don't mind divulging that information. You'd have to say a price, but...
Definitely more commercial stuff pays. It pays more because most of the time they have the budget for these things, and these are things that they need for like marketing and advertising. So there's like, it's like, yeah, mostly commercial stuff. Bands, obviously I do get paid by bands, but it varies like what that is. But the commercial stuff is usually pretty consistent with what I do and how much I earn for it.
Yep.
That answers your question. Person, I don't know who
that was my friend Tim.
Oh, hi Tim. Thanks for your question.
So you also have another photography page, EternalxPlague, and on Instagram, and you advertise it. Damn it!
Oh! Damn it!
Tim says hi, by the way. You advertise it as horror. What is it? Horror, abstract, narrative, and portrait is what you.
Don't call me out. Oh.
Hey, I'm saying what you said. I'm not calling you out.
Yay! I think he nudged it in the goal. Actually.
He did, but yeah, we'll ignore that.
The
cinematic
replay.
No, we don't have to see Steph. We don't have to see this.
Hey, own goal, Muggins.
So what was it that inspired this page? Because it seems quite different from all the other stuff that you do.
It's sort of like a vessel for things that don't really fit into everything else, and like If it was not hard to tell already, I love horror, gothic things, dark stuff, and like love sort of horror movies and the way like, you know, just coming up with like the most like insane, creepy looking shit. I'm all about it. I love doing it. The reason I am in every picture is because I have nobody else.
Because I am a monster.
I am the only one that, you know, is available to do these sorts of things with, so I just use myself, and it's gonna sound cliche, but never liked having my picture taken.
I get it. Yeah.
Well, 99% of the time I like.
Can we just appreciate this one just for a second? Watch.
Oh. Hey.
I get that though. Wanting to be on the other side of the camera, I do understand that.
It's just like being more confident around a camera, because now I like doing it, like I don't mind it, like if I have someone who I know is going to take like really good photos of me and like knows the kind of like knows my angles, I guess, you know when I don't know, when like your nan takes a picture of you, it's like, Jesus Christ, why is it like 50 foot away and the quality of a potato? Like, can you stop that, please?
Did you take this with a Nokia 3310? Somehow you've managed to put a camera into that phone.
Literally, like, this photo will be discovered on a floppy disk. It is that old.
Because this
terrible.
one could actually fit on a floppy disk. That's how small.
Yeah, the file sizes.
Yeah, it's such a terrible file size. But so with so you just like, so it's just your expression of what you enjoy as horror is what.
Yeah, and like, I like portraits and photography. That's a bit weird, a bit dark, and I just do it with myself because I'm the only one that can do it, because I only have me to work with, and it's just fun like seeing other people's like work on Instagram. Like, I follow like a completely different bunch of creatives on Instagram that most of them, 99% of them, I don't know, but they're all like horror artists or whatever, and it's just nice to do other things. And when I was still working like in normal 9 to 5s, it was like a way to be creative when there was no, obviously in COVID there was no bands, none of that going on. So I was like, oh, I need to be creative. Like, it is killing me just sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Creative.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I can just do this, like that. I can't remember how I started it. I think I still lived in my very first London flat, and that was like kind of around the time of COVID, like just before. Yeah, I'd say it sort of spawned out of.
So it's only been about the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, desperation to be creative, I guess.
Okay.
In a sense of, I am desperate to create things.
So for you, so you say you like, it's like a massive horror thing. You love, well, monsters and that sort of thing. What is your ideal horror monster?
I quite vibe with Alien.
Yes.
Like, the thing within a thing.
Okay.
You know, creepy alien creatures. I like, aliens are cool.
Oh, the
alien
Thing?
Aesthetics. Yes. Stuff
Yeah.
like that, like proper old school, like weird. Where it's just like, it's just bizarre. Like, it's not like, oh, here's a demonic, like, Chucky doll. This is like a mishmash of like 5 different animals plucked out of a wildlife book.
I get that.
Make a monster.
So anything that's basically a horrific mix of 2 things.
And I'm also inspired by some band artwork. You know, like the horrific, like, slam band album.
Yep. Oh,
yes. It's like the fucking Slime Monster 3000. It's like, what the actual hell is this?
What is it? The one that always comes to mind for me is the first Ingested album.
Yeah, and it's like he's like rising out of the depths, and you're like, ugh, that's great.
That green,
I quite like it.
The green thing with like 30 women impaled on it.
Yeah, not so much that part, but yeah.
One that always came to mind for me when it comes to demonic creatures, I was like, that is cool as shit. Well, 2 in particular is, well, the very first Job for a Cowboy album. Just the skull. The skull with the dude holding his hand up to shake the hand.
Cool.
And is it Inferni album? The most recent one? Very, very dark, very purple. and it was just like a Balrog type creature, but like huge.
Oh, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I was an Egypt kid. Like, I was so into ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, all the gods, like Anubis, Ra, Seth, Osiris, like the mix of animal and human, like that's
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Yeah, that is cool. I do like that.
It's like the jackals and like the centaurs and like those sort of weird anthropomorphic creatures that yeah, that, and also a lot of like, yeah, not slam artwork in particular, but that vibe of just create something utterly ridiculous. And
Oh my god!
oh, Jesus Christ, what a save.
On the
What
bounce,
the
because it was on
game
0, it was
back.
about a bounce. What a goal!
Oh, that's class. That is class. Oh my god, amazing.
Apparently, I have 9 centered balls. I should probably go to the doctor about that.
Yeah, sounds painful.
There's 9 in a row.
Apparently I scored an own goal, but we'll just skim over that. That's fine.
So when it comes to horror as well, I'm guessing you do prefer the old school stuff to the later modern horrors.
I'm trying to think of like modern horrors that I actually. How modern is like? I wouldn't say like The Conjuring is like my favorite sort of vibe. How old is that?
Thank you,
Like,
Jordan.
in the last
The Conjuring is like
last 10 years.
10 years or so. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
anything post 2010 is more what I'd class as very modern.
When did Donnie Darko come out?
That was in the
Can't think
90s.
of
That
it.
one. I'm pretty sure that was
Can't.
90s, like late 90s. But
Can
for
someone
me,
in the comments confirm, please? This is
Yeah,
essential information.
yeah, when was Donnie Darko released? I'm gonna say 98, 99, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was early 2000s.
Yeah, that's that sort of vibe where it's like just weird. None of it really makes, but yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. And then you have like obviously the rabbit. That sort of
Rabbit.
vibe where it's like more like rabbit, psychological thrillers and like things that like. I don't want to sound like really profound, but like the normal that's like disguised as something that like it's not. So
Yeah.
like, no, this is life, but everything's a bit odd. Nothing
Yeah.
makes sense. Let's
I
dig
get that.
deep into this profound aspect of life.
Because
Make it weird.
for me, if it comes to anything like pre-2000s, I love the films that are about weird monsters that, you know, come out and like, yeah, Alien, The Thing, like The Blob, the old one. The Blob.
Not Mr. Blobman.
not The Blobman. But yeah,
the
no, like
2020 sequel.
the 2020 sequel, yeah, The Blobman. Like that sort of style of like film. I wasn't as much into your Jason and your Freddie. I just said Freddie Mercury then. Freddy Krueger and your Jason, your Michael Myers. I wasn't much a fan of those.
Yeah, not me either. I don't know.
But in-
Horror
yeah, so-
characters. as
Yeah.
such.
In
Yeah,
modern
like-
in modern day
Mm.
stuff, I do prefer the psychological like horrors. For example, like Hereditary. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but that
Yeah, that-
vibe where you're like, what the hell? Help.
Yeah, what the hell is going on? But say other films that like I don't know if you saw the French version of Martyrs.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
That was another one where it was like, wait, where the fuck is this going? Like, I'm not like I when it came out, I was a fan of the only way they actually genre it as torture porn, like Saw, Hostel.
Yeah.
When they came out, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Oh my god, it's like what's the most gory way someone can die, sort of thing. But now I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you're a bit like, make it stop.
Yeah,
You don't need to literally mutilate every single person just
exactly.
for the sake of some, mystical. Oh yeah, I am the embodiment of what is right and wrong. A la
People,
Saw.
people are saying in chat, Martyrs. Yes, why is that even a film? Because
Yeah,
it's
that
great.
Stuff is like like not fun to watch, but like interesting to watch. Cause
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, how extreme can this get? Sometimes you're like, kind of feel a bit sick, won't lie, bit
Yeah.
much. You're like,
If you-
this
yeah.
is disturbing.
So, yeah, I'd say given a chance, watch Hereditary, and then Midsommar once you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I was like, why is he in a bear suit? What's happening? I
'Cause,
watched that with my sister in the cinema, and then like obviously when like the absolute like carnage of an orgy happens, I was just like, oh my god,
What
this
is going
not
on?
what- I was like, make it stop.
I don't want to see this with my sister.
This is too much.
If someone was like, "Hey, I want to get into horror," what would you recommend for him?
I don't want the film experts coming at me for incorrectly genring films, but in the sphere of odd, horror, dark, I will use that terminology of anything that's not like the Bratz movie or
Yeah.
Marley and Me, you know. A classic, Donnie Darko. I know. Go watch Donnie Darko at least once.
Yeah.
I do like it for it's got a good vibe. I like
Yeah.
that. Requiem for a Dream.
This is another film I need to see. I've heard of this.
Jared Leto, questionable human, but in that film, hot emo heroin addict. Will just say, it's also quite an overstimulating film at the end. Because
Okay.
Just about. Yeah, I won't spoil it for you, but it is quite intense film. But
Okay.
good to watch. I enjoyed it. I would watch again.
Yep.
A horror film I can think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974.
The
That
the original
particular
one.
Filmed on 35mm film or 8 Super 8. Cannot remember. But that where
Oh
he's
my
literally
God.
got like
Yeah.
the mask on that literally looks
Yeah.
like a human.
Yeah,
piece of
that's
human
it, yeah.
Skin. That one of the scariest films ever. It's not scary as in, oh my god, it's meant to be like purposefully like jump scare, but it's just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Some
I get
man
that.
just comes chasing after you in the middle of a cornfield with a bloody chainsaw. Like, oh my! Unlike that whole family, it's just all weird. Like, it just gives you bad vibes the whole time. You're just like, oh, something's not quite right.
Yeah.
Impending doom.
Sick band. It's
Yes.
There's yes. You do suck it. There.
Oh, nice.
For me, like it depends on what sort of genres people like, because there are so many films these days where it's just like jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, but it holds no substance to it.
Yeah, I would agree. Like,
And- yeah.
like Woman in Black, awful.
Yeah.
No offense, terrible film. 1 and 2. Is there 2? Is there even 3? I don't know.
I have no idea. I saw the first one, wasn't a fan. Did you see? Was it films that I quite enjoyed? I was like, just a couple of jump scares, but there were some bits that made me like, what the fuck? Mama, did you see that?
Mama, no, I haven't seen that one.
There was a couple of scenes in that really sort of like made me think, wait, what the fuck is going on right now? That was pretty good. Sinister.
Not the biggest fan, but it was better than like Woman
Yeah.
in Black.
I think at the time it was better than the things that were coming out at the time, which made me think it was even better than what it actually was.
One film that I would recommend, I need to watch it again because I didn't pay much attention to it the first time, is Good Night Mommy or Goodbye Mommy. I think it's Good Night Mommy. It's
Okay.
German,
Right.
so like you kind of have to like really focus. But it's like this woman has like
I was gonna say
Sorry.
I watch anime. I'm used to subtitles.
this woman like I think she's 2 twin boys, and then like she disappears for a while and then comes back and she's all bandaged up and she's just acting weird and like nobody actually knows what's going on. There's this underlying plot, like, you know, what happened to her, what happened to them, is this real life?
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Is this just
recommend that one
fantasy?
too. Yeah. On the topic of almost Freddie Mercury earlier.
I wonder if I can sneak that one in. It's you ever say there are so many things like so when I watch a horror film nowadays, when I see them and it's just a cheap thing of just it's the scariest thing I've ever seen. It was just full of jump scares. That's what it was. Like you could put jump scares in an action film.
Yeah, jump scare horror films. You can just see it coming.
Yeah.
Like, half the time you're just like, not for me.
So I've got a final question here for you. So
Aw.
what are your plans for 2022, both as a photographer and as Steph?
That's quite a broad question. I quite like that one. Well, freelancing as far as right now, it's going pretty well. I'm sort of making quitting my job worthwhile and not a huge mistake. So
Yep.
that's a good sign. My life's not that thrilling in sense of like I'm doing like crazy things. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just chilling, freelancing, living my best life. Just doing the same as I've always done, really.
Yep.
I know it's not a very interesting answer, but
No, say, but it's you're still doing things. I'd rather hear that than I've got no work and this was the biggest mistake of my life.
I've got some shoots coming up, working with different people, new bands. So I'm just working with lots of different people is like a goal. It's just expand the client base. Heading to Bloodstock this year with an artiste.
I was
We
gonna say
took that off the list.
as a photographer, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you say what artist it is?
It's a slam band, so not very conspicuous of me. So yeah.
I don't know how many slam ads are playing Bloodstock. I didn't pay attention to it this year.
They're playing Friday, so
A slam band playing
Yeah.
Friday. Okay, so we'll have a little look out for
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna have to have a quick look and be like, oh shit. But
that's the next big thing, I suppose.
awesome. So did they reach out to you or?
Apparently, I worked with them in a different. All the members were in a different band, or some of them were in a different band. Funnily
Okay.
enough, played "Fall in the Brawl." And they're like,
Hey.
"You photographed us before." I was like, "Have I? I don't know."
Oh yeah,
Slam
you.
bands don't have that many pictures of themselves. I'm like, it could be anybody, to be honest. But no, it was a familiar name. I was like, small world. I miss "Fall in the Brawl" for what it was.
I really
miss
do
it.
as well. I really do as well.
If you want to be the best smelling person in a venue, go to "Fall in the Brawl." Like,
You are so
It's-
true.
it was, God, that place. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't. Once you've been, you just can't get the memory
That
of
smell
the
never leaves,
smell.
does it?
Yeah.
It's
the
stuck.
smell.
It's like hay
It
fever.
is.
It's just stuck at the back of the throat, isn't it? Like,
And I would say "Fall in the Brawl" is the big boom of my career because I just got.
because that's where I met you.
Oh my God, was it?
Yeah, when you had your
Oh.
two-tone hair.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, your two-tone hair, and I remember you being extremely shy the first time I met you.
Oh, how things have changed.
Oh, how things have changed. There, you're like, you bitch, money. I'm like, yes, Steph.
Oh, don't paint me out to be so
You're like, pose
Evil.
for me, pose for me, you slut. Yes, Steph.
more assertive. Like, that looks bad. Move.
Yeah, get out the way, move.
Stop doing that thing.
Yeah. But there's that photo of it's us in depravity, Alex and you.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I love that picture. Iconic.
Yeah, I do miss that thing because it's another thing that I said I told Kat about because it's funny that she actually just popped up and chat there.
Yes.
What a
Okay.
goal!
That was
Um,
a piece of piss.
But just
Was
telling
it?
her just like how mad Fall in the Brawl was. Like, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. The doors would open. There'd somehow be like 150 people in the venue already. The first band comes on at like half
Yeah.
11 and people are already kicking the shit out of each other.
Yep.
Like,
Oh.
what? Because the very first Fall in the Brawl, we opened it.
Oh,
2016, yeah, 2016 we opened
Yeah.
up the first one. Second one we was about halfway up the bill.
Yeah.
Third
that
one we
was the-
weren't on it and we were halfway up the bill on the fourth one.
Oh my God, what a throwback.
Yeah, but just telling people like what that show was like, it was like none other that I've ever seen before.
Fall in the Brawl was like its own, like,
I don't know. What I'm doing.
ecosystem. It like literally bred its own ecosystem in smells, sights and
Tastes
went.
of Buckfast.
Oh, it's the Strongbow dark fruits that got me last time. last time.
Yeah, for me,
Whenever
it was the Buckfast for me. That was all the photography stuff you're doing, but what about you as an individual? Anything you're looking forward to this year?
Personal growth wise, I guess just seeing where this freelancing takes me, because I'd say I'm doing pretty decently considering I've only been doing it for like a month and a half.
Yeah,
It's
if it's paying the bills.
It's going better than I thought right off the bat, which is never a bad thing. Let's just keep that up. And just, more... I'm staying in London for foreseeable.
Awesome.
This is the really boring part, because no one knows who I am. Everything else, just living my best life.
Living your best
That's all
life.
That's like, the motto is just like, you could die tomorrow, so just live your best life.
Exactly, yeah, exactly that. Right. Thank you very much, Steph. Everything that has been mentioned in chat at the moment will be linked in the description of the video, including pages and bands and everything. Everything. That's going to be the part that's going to take me the longest, finding everything. I've got a link here. Thank you for joining me, Steph. I think we lost most of those games.
God, I have no words. Devastated.
It was me. It was definitely me. And the glitchiness and the ping, remember?
Yeah, I blame my crappy internet, as I always do.
Absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And yeah, hopefully in the future when you get those touring bands, I'll have you on here again. We'll see how much we've improved on this game.
Yeah, come back to me in like a year and see
Exactly.
how we get on.
We will be semi-pros by then. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully catch you next time. Cheers again. See you later.